Hey guys, it's Neil again from Harder Texas Armory, and today I want to talk about this really cool watch you see in front of you, which is one of my favorite budget dive watches. And the watch is a Casio MTD-1010, commonly and affectionately known as the Casio Submariner. So just by looking at it, y'all guys know that this is a homage of a Rolex Submariner. But this is, of course, a quartz watch, where the Rolex Submariner, most of them are going to be an automatic watch. But this is a quality homage that you can pick up used all day for between $30 and $100, depending on condition. Now, as far as I can tell, this watch is actually out of production, so they are kind of collectible now. People really want these. And I'm not sure exactly the years of production, but I would say it looks like they were made from the early 2000s to maybe around 2010, something like that. Give or take a few years, but they are actually out of production now, but they are available used in the used market. But I really like this watch. It's got a really good look to it. It looks like a really quality watch. It feels like a quality watch, and it's just a bargain if you're able to find one used for, say, around 50 bucks, in my opinion. Now, let's talk kind of about the specs real quick before I do a wristwatch check, and then bring it in a little closer, and we'll close this video out. Because again, this is a video overview, not a full review. Eventually, I will be doing a full review of this watch. So your specs, you're looking at a 40 millimeter case size, which is spot on with the Rolex Submariner. You're looking at a lug width of 20 millimeters, which is great. So you're going to have a variety of options available for straps, bracelets. You're going to have infinite number of straps options out there with that lug width, so that's excellent. Your lug to lug dimension is 48 millimeters, so it's going to be pretty much a perfect watch size. It's going to fit pretty much anyone's wrist. Anyone, from small to large should be able to pull this off, unless you're at the very extreme, ends of, whether you're really small wrist or really large, but this will fit most people. You're looking at a weight of around 2.1 ounces or 60 grams without any strap on there, so it has a decent weight to it. It's going to be lighter than a standard Submariner, but it actually has some substantial weight to it. It feels like a quality timepiece. Your thickness is very thin at only 10.5 millimeters, so I love that about this. This is probably the thinnest watch that I own, and you'll see right there drilled lugs, which is always a positive. So that's a nice touch. You don't usually find that on watches in this budget range, so I really like that it has the drilled lugs. Let's talk about some of the other specs here now that we talked about the dimensions. So your water resistance rating with this is going to be 100 meters of water resistance. It does have a screw down case back, but your crown is not true screw down. It's just a pop in and out. So that's kind of a negative, and that's why they have to limit this to 100 meters of water resistance. I'm sure you could probably swim with this and do some snorkeling or something like that, but I certainly wouldn't dive with this watch because of the lack of screw down crown. It does have a 120 click unidirectional bezel, which feels really good. We'll look at that here in a minute. It does have a mineral glass crystal, which is a positive. It's not as durable or scratch resistant as a sapphire, but it will take quite a bit of abuse. Now, I have put a few scratches on mine just from over the years, probably from dropping the watch, if I remember correctly. Your battery on this is going to be a 364 watch battery, which is a commonly found battery, so that's a bonus. You're able to find that at battery stores or Walmart, and of course online really easily. Your battery life is going to be between 2 and 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. It does have a date window, which is nice, and let's go ahead and put this on the wrist now so we can do a wristwatch check. Bear with me one second, guys, as I get this strap on. All right, there we go. So you can see here on my 7-inch wrist, let me refocus so we can get it in focus here. There we go. It looks really good. It's perfect size. Again, 40 millimeter is spot on for me. I prefer 41, but 40 is right in there too. I'm not going to complain about that at all. You can see it looks really nice with this khaki NATO strap I put on there. I think it looks really good. Really cool look to it. But yeah, here's a look at it on the wrist for you guys. I know y'all like to see wrist watch checks, so there you go. It looks really good on my wrist. So let's go ahead and get this off my wrist and also remove the NATO strap, and we'll bring this in for a closer look. So here we go, and we'll refocus if we need to, if I can hold this thing steady. All right, so here we go, looking at this watch in detail. You can see that the dial has a kind of a gloss black, looks really good. Your indices are well done and defined with that little silver highlight around the exterior. Date window is real easy to pick up and read. Your hands are your classic Mercedes style Rolex hands, which look really good. And the lume is not bad. You'll be seeing a lume shot pop up right now. But the problem with the lume is the hands are actually pretty dim. The actual hour markings are bright and very visible, and it will last throughout the night, but the hands start fading pretty quick. I would say after about a couple hours, it gets really hard to read unless it's really dark outside. But the lume is still usable. You may not be able to see the hands in the video that just popped up, but you know, in person, you can actually still see the hands. Are just dim. Again, you can see the finish here. You've got a brushed finish on top, and the rest of the watch is going to be polished. So it has a really cool look to it. Again, that crown is a non-screw down, so you can freely rotate it when it's in its home position here. If you click out one position, you're able to change the date. Click out twice, you can adjust the time. And it is a hacking movement because it's a quartz, and when it's in the when you pop out the crown, you're basically disconnecting the power from the battery from the movement. So it does hack, which is nice. Your bezel action, so let's rotate this around and I'll let you hear the action. Feels really good, actually. It's very smooth, one of the smoother bezels that I have. The problem is there's quite a bit of back play. So you can see I've got it back here lined up, but look at that. Quite a bit of back play. So that's a negative, that there is back play, but the actual movement of the bezel, how it feels and sounds, is really good. It's very smooth, and it's very nice bezel overall, besides that back play issue. Let's quickly flip the watch over. You can see the crown there. It's not signed, not a big deal. There's your drilled lugs. And we'll quickly close this video out with the case back. So if you can read that, it says 1346 is your module, MTD-1010 is your model number, stainless steel back. It says water resistance on there, and then Casio Japan movement, and cased in China, DW, which I'm assuming stands for dive watch. And let's go ahead and close this video out. But overall, I'm a big fan of this watch. I think if you're able to find one of these online, you know, maybe used on eBay, it's well worth picking up. They're really cool looking watch. I mean, if you like Rolex Submariner homages or just the look of them, this is a good option that you can get. It's a good watch. It's quartz. It's going to give you really good time, durable. It's water resistant. It's just a good option. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments on this watch, leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer them, and be on the lookout for a full review shortly. Thanks for watching. Y'all guys take care. I'll catch you on the next one.